Alright, hello my fine friends, how are you all doing today? I myself am doing rather well, and at the same time kind of upset, but it's kind of expected from Twitter nowadays. So since they cannot ban President Trump off of their platform for fear of the ramifications, they have instead opted into uh, fact checking him at every corner. So they are they are effectively suppressing his speech with the guise of misinformation. And so it seems like they're really ramping it up now, especially when even his kids share something, they are getting shut down very quickly and things of that nature. So it's kind of safe to say, in my opinion, that no one in the Trump family is kind of safe from the censorship. Although I haven't really followed everybody in his circle, so I don't know if it's happening more with other people and things of that nature. But we have an article here. Some doctors met with Pence after their group's video was removed for misleading information. They don't even spell out information all the way. Now, I'm not much for judging someone on their beliefs, but no matter what, people are allowed to express these different ideas, even if they turn out to be very, very wrong. And we aren't going to know what information was misleading or will be misleading and things of that nature because we're still in the middle of everything. It just doesn't make sense, to me at least, that we're fact checking all around when the facts aren't even straight yet. But of course, Twitter is a cesspit for left-leaning people, so a lot of them are, begging Twitter to do something, and Twitter itself is just very keen on hitting Trump with anything that they can, and they have their in as long as they think that hydrochloroquine isn't the end all be all for coronavirus. They're gonna do whatever they can to stifle it, to make it seem wrong, and things of that nature. But enough about that. We can get into the article. If you enjoy my content, go ahead and leave a like, maybe even subscribe for more videos like this. Now, I'm not just a political channel, I do have to mention that. I just cover whatever interests me that day of the week. Alright. Some doctors met with Pence. Already read the title. And there's our beautiful Vice President. Vice President Mike Pence and members of his staff met Tuesday with some of the doctors who were featured in a video that was later removed from social media for misinformation. Those doctors said on Wednesday. So they're even suppressing doctors who are supporting. Now, that doesn't really mean too much to me because, of course, the doctors can be paid off or things of that nature. But as long as people are being helped, I don't care about the propaganda and things of that nature. People can talk shit all they want as long as we see results. That's why I support President Trump, because I judge him on his actions, and I've benefited directly from his actions, and the economy has benefited from his actions. So I don't care how much bullshit he says on the side. Of course, he is arrogant and stuff, things of that nature. The video, which was shared by President Donald Trump before being removed, featured members of the group America's Frontline Doctors standing on the steps of the Supreme Court claiming that masks aren't necessary to prevent the spread of coronavirus and promoting hydrochloroquine as a cure. Both claims are contradicted by scientific studies. And it's just like 2 out of 10 studies that really had to be forced to make it look like these things are lies in some form or another. You know, personally, I think that it's all a bunch of BS that they're trying to pull, trying to make everybody who supports Trump and his claims look bad. So whatever they can do, right? The most prominent person featured in the video, Stella Immanuel, who has said in the past that DNA from space aliens is being used in medicine, did not meet with Pence. So that is pretty crazy idea, but that doesn't stop someone from being right about other things. It's kind of that thing, part of those sayings, broken clock is right once a day, and crazy and a genius go hand in hand. So that doesn't mean too much to me, but that is a pretty absurd thing to say, for sure. But several others who have actively promoted hydrochloroquine and downplayed the virus did participate in a late afternoon meeting in the White House Roosevelt Room, and as did the head of a conservative activist group who has helped amplify their message. And, this is a message that really does need to be pushed out, because all you will hear from the media is that hydrochloroquine and the coronavirus are, hydrochloroquine doesn't work and that the coronavirus will almost instantly kill you. That's how bad some of them have gotten. It's like, you have asthma and you catch the coronavirus, you're just dead. You're dead. There's nothing to do for you. But we all know that some people don't even experience symptoms from the virus, so there's that. We have just met with Vice President Mike Pence to request the administration's assistance in empowering doctors to prescribe hydrochloroquine without political obstruction, Simone Gold, the group's leader, tweeted. We also discussed the recent censorship of doctors on social media platforms. And I agree with all of that. Why are we silencing doctors that are going against the grain? You were always going to find people who push back against you, especially when not all the facts are out. We're still in the middle of the situation, so we'll see if we can move out of it and then get proper studies done, because everybody's rushing as well, so there's no real solid information. If a study that usually takes 3 to 5 years is done in 2 weeks, are we really going to trust that information so blatantly? And that goes for both sides as well, so you can't just take one side and let that be the be-all, end-all. Just finished a great meeting with Vice President Mike Pence and his chief of staff, tweeted another participant, James Tadoro. We are doing everything to restore the power of medicine back to doctors. Doctors everywhere should be able to prescribe hydrochloroquine without repercussions or obstruction. If the doctor personally feels that is the best course of action, who are we to say that it's not? Jenny Beth Martin, the co-founder of the Tea Party Patriots, also said she attended. Doctors need to be able to prescribe FDA-approved drugs for their patients as they could before COVID without government interference, Martin tweeted, because it is a bit of a appeal of authority, but these people go to school for so long that you should be able to trust their opinion. But of course, some doctors are very lazy and they overprescribe certain medications. The Vice President's office did not immediately respond to a request for more information about the meeting. The group represented in the video and later at the White House, America's Frontline Doctors, says its members are practicing doctors because you do need practicing doctors. There are people who haven't practiced for 20 years and we're taking their word as gospel. That is insane. you lose touch very quickly with these type of personal matters, and to take advice from someone who hasn't practiced for about 20 years is just insane, in my personal opinion, though. So uh, describing the meeting as a session with practicing physicians on COVID-19, but it was immediately clear how many patients the doctors have treated. The group is backed by the Tea Party Patriots, which promoted their news conference this week at the Supreme Court. Both Tea Party Patriots and the doctors group have decried extended economic shutdowns meant to contain the spread of the virus. Because, once again, masks and the shutdown didn't quite work. What could have helped is asking people to put on the masks, not demanding it, and canceling or making events smaller to stop the spread. There were so many hospital beds and things of that nature that got put aside for COVID that never saw a patient. So that's pretty crazy, in my opinion. Gotta stop saying that phrase. Both Tea Party, Gold, the group's leader, has said the people that do not need to wear masks, and has downplayed the severity of the virus because deaths have been going down. Once again, once we reopened, of course, cases would skyrocket because we were testing at an insane level and things of that nature. So it's just stupid that they keep trying to make this virus bigger than it is. But once again, case studies have been going up because we're testing so much more needlessly, and hospitalizations have gone down, deaths have gone down. Including in May, when she compared it to the flu and called it really a disease of patients with pre-existing conditions, and even more so nursing home patients, which we once again have to remind you that Andrew Cuomo put the most vulnerable people to the virus with people who were, confirmed infected with the virus. The descriptions from the participants of their meeting with Pence suggest the gathering was primarily focused on hydrochloroquine, an anti-malaria that has not been proven effective either to treat coronavirus or prevent a person from catching it. You're not going to prevent people from catching the virus. It was always going to be it was always going to end up a bit endemic. What we could do is reduce the death rate and things of that nature. We were always going to have to treat it because there's so few viruses that we have exterminated. It's really just the one. Trump has been a leading proponent of the drug, and even took a course himself when some members of the White House staff became infected in May. But top administration health experts have said there is no evidence that the drug is effective. Speaking after Trump's tweet on the matter on Tuesday, Dr. Anthony Fauci, who has been flip-flopping on his opinion throughout the entire pandemic, I don't understand why people hold his word as gospel. He's just going to change it next week. The top U.S. infection disease specialist said he agreed with the Food and Drug Administration that the overwhelming prevailing clinical trials that have looked at the efficiency of chloroquine have indicated that it is not effective in coronavirus disease. But once again, we are just gonna jump on that and assume it is gospel. Trump insisted otherwise during a Tuesday briefing, saying many people have suggested hydrochloroquine is safe and effective against coronavirus. And Trump defended the video, which was later removed, and the doctor it featured. There was a woman who was spectacular in her statements about it, and she's had tremendous success with it. And they took her voice off, he said. So if someone is prescribing it actively and they are seeing good results, how is that an indication that we should be stopping it? We should be demanding and silencing Trump's voice to completely have it just gone. You know, hydrochloroquine is completely off the table because a group of people who are just reading studies and aren't practicing their craft anymore says so. But he seemed to back off when pressed about the statements made in the video itself, including that you don't need masks and the doctor's past statements about alien DNA used in medical treatment. Because, again, they're just trying to discredit them at every turn. Masks were a very ineffective to stop people from catching the virus. It can help someone spreading the virus, but of course, not many people knew, and the mandatory mask making made lots of people refuse to wear it. Just ask people. You don't have to force them to do something. When you force them to do something, there's going to be a lot more people who aren't going to do it. If we just asked people to do it, I would guarantee so many more people would be wearing the masks by now. I thought her voice was an important voice, but I know nothing about her, Trump said before abruptly departing the briefing room. So I would say Trump is we are very much able to criticize Trump for that last bit. But I'm sure it's taken out of context. As always, I haven't watched the video yet myself, but it is very rare when things play out exactly how CNN, especially of all places, say they play out. But I don't put it past Trump as well. His arrogance and need to be right are gonna get in his way sometimes. But that's all I have to say on this video, really. Again, I'm not a health expert. I'm just providing my opinion on all these things and, just sharing my voice. Like you guys can share your voice with the comment section down below. Go ahead and leave your thoughts. I'd love to read them. Don't forget to leave a like, maybe even subscribe once again for nearly daily videos. The job I'm currently working at is a 9-hour schedule, and it's 2 hours away by bus, so it's a 4-hour trip every day. I'm losing a lot of time and can't keep up with a daily schedule at the moment, but I do what I can. Go ahead and subscribe if you do enjoy this content. Until next time, I hope you guys all take care.